So I just got done watching the latest episode of Inside Xbox, and one of the big guests they had for the show was none other than the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, who dropped by the studio and dropped some pretty huge announcements. One regarding a fan event that has been much requested, and the official confirmation that keyboard and mouse support is coming very soon. What is going on, guys? Randall419, man with the million, back again with another video. And if you missed it late last night, I posted my review for Forza Horizon 4. If you could do me a favor, go check out that video, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. I really enjoyed the game, and I hope you enjoy not only that video, but this video as well. So, for the last month or two, there's been rumors floating around about a huge or special Xbox event that would be taking place at the end of the year, very similar to what Sony does with the PlayStation experience. There's a lot of people saying that this was indeed going to happen. There was a group of people saying, I'm not too sure. What does Xbox have to show? Well, Phil Spencer basically came down today and said, yo, it's on. We are basically bringing back XO. So for those of you that don't know, XO was a show that Microsoft used to do during the 360 era, and even before that they announced the Rare acquisition, which, in my opinion, since Phil brought that up during the segment, is that a tease that they're going to be announcing a new studio acquisition at this year's XO? I mean, think about it. At E3, they announced 4 new studios that they bought. They're building one. There's been rumors floating around that they're, considering buying Obsidian and all these other ones. And he made sure to drop the nugget of info that at one of the first XO events, they had announced the acquisition of Rare. I'm starting to think maybe Microsoft has an acquisition announcement or two that they're going to drop at XO. But the information here is that X018 is a global celebration, all things Xbox, filled with news, first looks, and surprises, live streamed on the largest Inside Xbox episode ever. X018 will be hosted at the 4th annual Xbox Fan Fest in Mexico City. With more than 10,000 fans will join us on site. We hope millions of Xbox fans will join the celebration online. Xbox said they will live stream X018 on Inside Xbox so fans all around the world can participate online, and that it will air 2 to 4 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, November 10th, and fans can tune into Mixer to watch it all unfold. Phil said on stage that there's going to be third-party support there, but the first party is going to be coming in a big way. And personally, I am quite excited to see what they're going to be doing here. XO has a legacy to live up to. I think this is where they first announced also that the BioShock exclusivity. It's pretty tough putting on events like this, conferences or Inside Xboxes, when maybe the content isn't there. And quite frankly, the content for Xbox hasn't really been there the last couple of years to do this. So I see this as a bold move for Phil Spencer and Team Xbox to bring it back, because this could lead to being a little bit of a disappointment, right? Like, you hype it up, you have Phil Spencer come on Inside Xbox and say, yo, we're bringing it back. It's all about the fans. We heard your feedback. You want another show. We're doing that. But then you can't come and just give information that people already know, trailers for games that are already announced, especially if you kind of don't show what the future of the first party is working on. People want to know what Ninja Theory is doing or what Playground Games' second game is. We know it's Fable, Phil. Everybody knows it's Fable. Just announce a new Fable at XO and fans will be happy. So you run that risk of hyping people up and then them getting disappointed and then going online and venting their frustrations. But you also have the opportunity to put on an amazing show, to kind of give hints and showcase what the future of Xbox is, why you should be a fan of the brand, and that is pretty exciting. So I'm expecting a studio acquisition, maybe 2, since Phil teased it. I'm expecting some new first-party announcements, perhaps some even third-party announcements. I love Xbox Fan Fest. I was invited to one back at E3 2016 when I joined Phil Spencer and Mike Ybarra on stage at E3 and breaking my million gamer score, which, if you guys don't know, that is why I call myself the man with the million. And it is such a great experience, hanging around with all the Xbox fans from across the world, meeting developers and people at Team Xbox and having conversations with them and telling you everything, how you feel about the brand and how you would improve and things like that. It is such a really cool thing that I hope all Xbox fans get to experience. And it's really cool that they're doing it in Mexico City this year, because Xbox really is a global brand. And I'm happy for the fans down there that they'll be part of this kind of huge return for XO. So I'm incredibly excited. November 10th. It's a good time, man. Like, I think Xbox is starting to get back on the right track. The first party acquisitions are a big, plus for me, to show that Microsoft is putting money where their mouth is. And now it's time to kind of let Xbox fans know what's coming, like they wouldn't be doing this, they wouldn't be trying to put on a show if they didn't have things to share. In my opinion, if they would just wait till later on. So this is a very good sign to me. Now, the other bit of news, because he just didn't come in and drop that, although he could have, was that the official announcement of keyboard and mouse support is coming really soon. In fact, this year, and this is something that I have a video up on the channel. I know Mike Ybarra and Phil Spencer get tweeted about it a lot, and there's a section of fans that are for it, that are like, hey, options are good, I have a keyboard and mouse, I'd love to play some games with it. And there's a section of fans that like, I hate keyboard and mouse, don't do this, don't become more like the PC, I just want it to be Xbox. I'm fearful that if I get on to play my Call of Duty, suddenly players will be playing with their keyboards and mouses, or I hop on PUBG and now I'm playing with my controller and someone else is over there is on keyboard and mouse. But I thought Phil did a good job announcing it, telling you how it's going to work, and that's really up to the developers, and that you shouldn't worry about things like that happening where you're a controller against a keyboard and mouse. He went on to say, developers can build mouse and keyboard support in their games if and how they choose. It's important to note that mouse and keyboard support for games is added on a title-by-title basis, entirely at developers' discretion. For all other titles, nothing changes. Mouse and keyboard input is not enabled by default for games. Each developmental team knows their titles best, and we support them in creating the right experience for the games as they see fit to ensure an optimal and fair gaming experience. And Warframe will be one of the first titles testing mouse and keyboard input when the feature arrives to the Insider program in a couple weeks. The article continues on to say, while most wired or wireless USB keyboards and mice will work on Xbox One, we know access to best-in-class hardware is a must. That's why we're partnering with the premier peripheral manufacturer in the gaming hardware space, Razer, to bring you the best possible mouse and keyboard experience for this new functionality. And they said that they'll have more to share soon on the partnership. But, the way I look at it is like this is, I've always felt that options are a great thing. If you want to play Xbox with your mouse and keyboard, then great. If you want to play it with your controller, great. If this helps bring potentially games that weren't playable on the Xbox, think RTSs, think Age of Empires and stuff, if that allows games of that nature to start coming over because there's a way to play it on the console, then that's really just a great thing in my opinion. Of course, I don't want any intermingling. I don't want console gamers with the controller going up with keyboard and mouse players in a competitive environment. Like, I think cooperative stuff, like if you're playing Forza Horizon 4 together, having a great time, who cares if someone's in the keyboard and mouse and who's in the controller, you're having fun together, that's the whole thing. But in a competitive thing, they definitely shouldn't be matched together. And but I think they're leaving that up to developer. Developer knows their game the best, and they probably never would do that. So yeah, I mean, if that makes you excited for all this stuff, you know, the keyboard and mouse support is something that a lot of people, I think that's going to be a hot button topic. I think people are going to be for it, and there's going to be a large vocal section of the audience that's going to hate it, because they're going to be fearful of that kind of specter of, am I going to be playing against people with the keyboard and mouse? Ooh, those scary PC people. But for me, the bigger announcement was X018. Just thinking about what exactly Microsoft was going to show, potential studio acquisition, new games being announced from first party. I want to know exactly what Ninja Theory's next game is, or what Playground's working on, or new updates on Gears of War 5 and Ori and the Blind Forest and things like that. Probably get the debut of Crackdown 3's multiplayer. Yes, Crackdown 3, a game that Microsoft has not wanted to talk about in forever. Well, now is probably the best time to talk about it. You're going to have a stage where people are going to be talking about it for 2 hours. Why not show off Crackdown's multiplayer at this big event that you're going to do? Or maybe not. Maybe it's not ready to show. I don't know what's going on with Crackdown, but either way, it's pretty cool. So if you're an Xbox fan, I'm sure this news made you a little bit happy. Anyways, guys, that is the video for now. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share it out on Twitter so everybody else can check it out. Hit the subscription notification thing. Hit the notification bell. The subscription icon, I mean, you know what I'm saying. I do this all the time, but I always screw it up at the end. Have a great day, guys. I really appreciate everyone taking the time out to watch, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.